What should you do when a woman begins to pull away and even seems to ignore you? This situation can be perplexing and often hurtful, leading many to instinctively seek a quick resolution or, even worse, respond with strong emotions. However, the truth is that your approach during this time can significantly influence not only your relationship but also your personal development and self-esteem. In today's video, we will examine 10 actionable steps to take when a woman distances herself. These steps will help you stay calm, think rationally, and address the situation thoughtfully rather than reactively. The emphasis is not solely on winning her back. Rather, it is about managing the situation in a manner that respects your own self-worth and emotional resilience. For those interested in integrating Stoic philosophy into their daily routines, we will be incorporating several Stoic principles into these steps. This approach will assist you in remaining grounded, resilient, and focused on what is within your control, while also learning to release what is not. Before we begin, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notification bell to stay updated with similar content. Sharing these insights can significantly benefit others. If you are prepared to gain understanding, develop inner resilience, and tackle this challenge with a clear mindset, let's get started. First, maintain your calm and poise. When a woman pulls away, your initial reaction may be to feel alarmed. The tightness in your stomach and the flood of anxious thoughts are sensations you likely recognize. You begin to reflect on your recent conversations, analyzing each word and gesture, questioning whether you may have said something inappropriate or if she is starting to lose interest. Your instincts urge you to take immediate action, whether it's sending a text, making a call, or doing anything to restore the previous dynamic. However, it's important to confront the truth. Acting out of fear or urgency will likely drive her away even more. When you respond out of fear, it conveys a sense of insecurity, which can be counterproductive in such situations. What may seem like an attempt to win her back can often end up pushing her further away. The most effective approach in this scenario is to stay calm and collected. I understand that this is much easier to suggest than to actually implement, particularly when emotions are heightened. Remaining calm is an essential initial step. Why is this important? By exhibiting calmness and emotional control, you convey that you are emotionally stable, grounded, and self-assured, traits that are universally appealing. Emotional stability indicates that you do not become anxious when situations deviate from expectations, nor do you depend on frequent validation from others to sustain your sense of well-being. This type of confidence is what captivates others, particularly in times of doubt. Imagine a typical situation. She has ceased replying to your messages. It could be a day, 2 days, or even more. You experience the urge to reach out, to inquire if something is amiss, or to seek confirmation that all is well. You may feel inclined to send several messages, questioning her lack of response or pushing for some form of clarification. However, it's essential to recognize a significant truth. Silence can serve as a response on its own. When she steps back, it's not a signal for you to pursue her. Rather, it's an opportunity for you to reflect and provide her with the space she evidently requires. Individuals often retreat to gain clarity or to sort through their feelings. By allowing her this space, you create the chance for her to miss you, contemplate your relationship, and arrive at her own decisions regarding her desires. Excessive communication during this time may only create pressure and distance her further. As you allow her the necessary space, prioritize your own well-being. Stay centered by participating in activities that bring you joy, such as your job, hobbies, socializing with friends, or pursuing personal development. This not only demonstrates to her, but also reinforces to yourself that your life is not solely dependent on her reactions. You are a complete individual with your own experiences, and that is highly appealing. By living your life with confidence, you demonstrate that your emotional well-being is not reliant on her. Rather than seeking validation, you position yourself as a dependable presence, someone she can turn to during uncertain times. Consider this through a Stoic lens. As Epictetus insightfully noted, it is not the events that occur in your life that are significant, but rather your response to them. You may not have the ability to influence her choice to withdraw, but you do have control over your reaction to it. This is where your true strength resides. By staying composed, you uphold your dignity and demonstrate that you are not easily disturbed by outside circumstances. Your emotional steadiness showcases your inner resilience, which will be recognized by others. This tranquility is not merely a passive response, it actively illustrates your self-discipline, a fundamental virtue of Stoicism. You are not acting on impulse. Instead, you are responding with careful consideration, patience, and intention. By concentrating on remaining calm and centered, you establish the framework for how future interactions will develop. It is crucial to recognize that women are attracted to men who remain steady and composed, not allowing external circumstances, such as a brief silence, to disrupt their equilibrium. As you contemplate the significance of maintaining calmness and composure when a woman pulls away, I invite you to think about how you can incorporate these Stoic principles into your relationships. How do you usually react during uncertain times? In what ways could cultivating emotional stability impact your interactions? I would appreciate your insights on this perspective. Please leave a comment below to share your experiences. Have you noticed that remaining calm and allowing space has strengthened your connection? Let's have a conversation. Point 2. Honor her boundaries. After you have taken a moment to center yourself and regain your calm, the next crucial step is to honor her boundaries. Many men often err by attempting to resolve issues too hastily, believing that a simple discussion or explanation will restore the previous state of the relationship. However, it's important to understand that when a woman distances herself, it doesn't always mean you need to do more. At times, the most effective approach is to refrain from taking any action, at least temporarily. In such situations, she probably requires the opportunity to reflect on her thoughts and feelings. Rushing towards a solution too quickly may lead to her feeling stressed or pressured, which can widen the gap between you. Allowing her the necessary space demonstrates both maturity and emotional intelligence. In taking this approach, you convey a significant message. I believe you understand your current needs, and I won't intrude on that. This reflects your confidence and self-assurance, allowing you to take a step back without seeking ongoing validation. It illustrates that you are not in need of her attention or approval, which is a highly appealing quality. While desperation can push people away, a composed detachment tends to attract them. Additionally, giving the relationship some space allows both partners the opportunity to reflect and possibly reconnect with the initial reasons for their bond. Consider this scenario. You have been meeting frequently, enjoying meaningful moments together, and everything appears to be progressing positively. However, she suddenly begins to distance herself. Her responses to your messages become slower, and she starts turning down your requests to meet. It's completely normal to feel perplexed or even uneasy in such circumstances. Your intuition may urge you to seek additional time together or to initiate a discussion about the underlying issues, but this is often where many men falter. Rather than insisting on more interaction, the more prudent approach is to take a step back and allow her to approach you when she feels ready. This does not imply that you should completely disregard her or engage in manipulative tactics. Instead, it means providing her with the necessary space to contemplate and work through her thoughts and feelings. Initially, this may prove challenging, particularly if you are anxious to find solutions or obtain answers. However, pursuing her will likely increase tension and drive her further away. Individuals require space to think clearly, and by honoring her boundaries, you allow her the chance to reflect on the relationship and potentially miss your presence without feeling overwhelmed. Stoicism teaches us to concentrate on what is within our control and to accept what is not. This concept is particularly applicable in circumstances like this, as you cannot dictate her feelings. Her desire for space and her timing in determining the next steps are beyond your control. However, you can manage your reactions to her behavior. Rather than attempting to revert to the previous normalcy, take this opportunity to concentrate on your own well-being. Engage in personal development, explore your interests, and nurture your own sense of satisfaction, independent of the relationship. This approach not only helps you stay centered, but also shows that your emotional well-being is not reliant on another person's approval or focus. Recall the impactful words of Marcus Aurelius. The more we place importance on things beyond our control, the less control we actually possess. If you invest all your energy in attempting to manage her actions or emotions, you will likely experience increased feelings of anxiety and a sense of helplessness. However, by releasing the desire to control the situation and granting her the space she requires without intrusion, you can restore your own tranquility. This emotional liberation is priceless, benefiting not only you, but also the relationship as a whole. It allows her the opportunity to contemplate, while also preventing you from succumbing to the pitfalls of excessive analysis or emotional reactions. Thirdly, take time to reflect on the situation. After providing her with the necessary space, it's essential to look inward and engage in thoughtful self-reflection. This moment serves as a chance for you to consider the circumstances and your involvement, all while avoiding the dangers of overthinking or making hasty judgments. When a woman distances herself, it can be due to numerous reasons, some of which may not relate to you in any way. At times, there might have been subtle cues or changes in the relationship dynamics that you overlooked, leading to her decision to withdraw. The aim is not to assign blame to her or yourself, but rather to gain a clearer and more honest understanding of the overall situation. Engaging in self-reflection can be a valuable practice when approached positively, as it enables you to evaluate the circumstances objectively, free from emotional bias or hasty reactions. Take a moment to reflect on some key questions. Have there been any recent disagreements or miscommunications that might have contributed to the current situation? Were there instances when her demeanor changed, even slightly? Are there external pressures in her life, like work-related stress, family problems, or personal struggles that could be affecting her interactions with you at this time? Consider a situation where you experienced a slight disagreement during your last meeting. At that moment, it may not have appeared significant. Perhaps it was just a minor remark or a small misunderstanding that you overlooked. However, as she begins to distance herself, you might find yourself questioning whether that incident held greater significance for her than you originally believed. Take a moment to reflect on how that discussion progressed. Did you genuinely pay attention to her concerns, or did you unintentionally disregard her feelings? Was there an unresolved issue? Engaging in this type of sincere reflection can provide you with meaningful insights into underlying matters. It's crucial to recognize that self-reflection should not involve fixating on every minor detail or being overly critical of yourself. Rather, it should be approached with an open mindset and a readiness to grasp the truth, regardless of how challenging it may be. Seneca, the renowned Stoic philosopher, famously stated that true freedom comes from bravery. It requires a significant amount of courage to confront the truth and to examine oneself and one's actions with sincerity and humility. This courage is not only empowering, but also liberating. By confronting the truth directly, you release yourself from the anxiety and confusion that arise from uncertainty about past mistakes. Engaging in this type of self-reflection fosters clarity, and with that clarity, you develop emotional resilience. Regardless of whether you identify a particular reason for her withdrawal, you will gain a greater insight into both the situation and yourself through this experience. It's possible that you haven't done anything wrong, and her desire for distance is linked to her own personal struggles. Alternatively, there may be aspects where you can evolve and enhance yourself, benefiting not only the relationship, but also your personal growth. In Stoicism, individuals are urged to develop self-awareness and engage in ongoing reflection, not as a means of self-criticism, but as a method to foster wisdom and resilience. Taking time to reflect on circumstances allows for learning, adaptation, and a more composed approach to future interactions. Rather than being overwhelmed by uncertainty or fear, you can confront challenges with the assurance that arises from grasping the broader context and being aligned with your inner self. This period of reflection allows you to cultivate gratitude for the relationship and the insights it offers, irrespective of the final result. Each interaction, including the difficult ones, presents a learning opportunity. Take this time to consider not just the reasons behind her distance, but also the significance of this moment for your own development. By adopting this perspective, you'll discover that even amidst uncertainty, you are acquiring something meaningful. As you pause to contemplate the situation, I urge you to think about how this period of self-reflection can foster personal development and enhance your emotional insight. Engaging in self-reflection with sincerity and openness is a valuable opportunity that enables you to gain a broader perspective and connect with your authentic self. Whether you gain understanding regarding her distance or identify aspects of your own growth, this process is crucial for fostering deeper connections moving forward. I would appreciate your insights on this matter. How do you engage in self-reflection within your relationships? Please share your experiences in the comments or simply write, "Growth begins with reflection." Additionally, number 4 emphasizes the importance of self-improvement. During times of separation, one of the most empowering actions you can take is to redirect your attention towards your own personal development. This does not imply passively waiting for her to contact you or speculating about her thoughts. Rather, it emphasizes the importance of utilizing this period to focus on your own personal growth and development. This strategy fulfills 2 essential objectives. Firstly, it helps you restore your confidence and sense of agency. Secondly, it shows that your happiness is not dependent on her. Women are inherently attracted to men who are committed to self-improvement. When you dedicate yourself to becoming the best version of yourself, it reflects your ability to thrive on your own, which is highly appealing. Seize this chance to focus on your physical fitness, mental health, and personal aspirations. This could involve initiating a new exercise regimen, honing a skill, or simply enjoying more meaningful moments with friends. Engaging in these activities not only enhances your self-assurance, but also conveys that your life is fulfilling and significant, regardless of her involvement. For instance, if you've always had the desire to explore a new hobby, such as learning the guitar, painting, or embarking on a fitness journey, now is an ideal moment to start. By immersing yourself in these pursuits, you are not only bettering yourself, but also occupying your time with endeavors that add value to your life. When she observes your dedication to personal growth and self-improvement, it conveys a strong yet understated message. You exude confidence, independence, and a commitment to ongoing development. This highlights what she may be lacking, not through deceit or tactics, but through your genuine path of self-enhancement. This time apart should not be spent in inactivity or fixating on things beyond your influence. This is an opportunity to transform into the person you wish to be. Marcus Aurelius famously stated, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Now is the time to embrace that mindset. Rather than merely discussing the man you aspire to be, take decisive steps toward that goal. Regardless of whether she acknowledges your efforts, the true success is found in your own development. Cease your thoughts about her actions or when she might contact you. Instead, consider this. What steps can I take today to become a better version of myself tomorrow? By prioritizing your personal development, you will not only restore your confidence and sense of control, but also cultivate a fulfilling life, irrespective of the results. That is the true victory. Fifth, communicate with assertiveness rather than desperation. There may come a time when you feel compelled to make contact, but the manner in which you do so is crucial. Many men err by reaching out from a place of neediness, sending emotional texts, or seeking immediate answers in hopes of reassurance. However, the reality is that desperation is unappealing. It conveys a lack of emotional control, which is the last impression you want to leave with her. When you choose to make contact, it's essential to express yourself in a manner that is composed, straightforward, and confident, avoiding any appearance of neediness. Your objective is to convey that you are receptive to dialogue but not reliant on it. You honor her boundaries and maintain emotional stability irrespective of her reaction. While desperation may signal insecurity, assertiveness reflects confidence. For instance, rather than bombarding her with anxious messages such as, "Why aren't you responding?" or "Are you upset with me?" adopt a more measured approach. You could express it by saying, "I've noticed you might need some time alone. I want you to know that I'm available whenever you feel ready to chat." This message is straightforward and considerate. It acknowledges her need for space while demonstrating your maturity by inviting conversation without any pressure. By presenting your thoughts in this manner, you foster a setting where she can choose to connect when she feels comfortable, without any sense of being rushed or overwhelmed. Assertive communication includes establishing healthy boundaries for yourself. Instead of merely waiting for her reply, you continue to engage in your own life. By managing the situation with composure and resilience, you exhibit emotional maturity and self-respect. This method not only enhances your relationship, but also boosts the likelihood of a constructive dialogue when she decides to respond. In Stoicism, Epictetus emphasizes the value of listening more than speaking. The adage that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth suggests that we should listen twice as much as we talk. This concept is particularly significant when initiating communication. When the discussion takes place, prioritize listening over speaking. Demonstrate that your intention is not merely to express your own views or seek affirmation, but rather to truly comprehend her perspective. This form of communication encourages a stronger bond as it demonstrates your attentiveness, stability, and consideration for her emotions. By expressing yourself assertively instead of out of desperation, you establish an atmosphere of respect and maturity. You convey that, although you cherish the relationship, your emotional well-being is not reliant on her. By fostering such an environment, you enable the possibility of genuine and significant conversations, which contribute to a more harmonious and balanced relationship. If you've reached this point, I encourage you to pause and consider your communication style in difficult circumstances. Can you maintain composure and assertiveness, or do you occasionally allow feelings of desperation to influence your responses? I welcome you to share your insights in the comments section below. Your perspectives could significantly benefit someone else facing a similar situation. Alternatively, if you want to keep it straightforward, simply express the idea of choosing assertiveness over desperation to strengthen the mindset you are developing. Moving on to point 6, it's important to manage your expectations. This aspect can be quite difficult. It's common to wish for a prompt response when you reach out to her, perhaps even an apology, leading to a return to normalcy. However, the truth is that her response is unpredictable. She might choose to share her feelings, or she may require additional time alone. Regardless of the situation, it is essential to be mentally and emotionally ready for any result. This embodies a fundamental principle of Stoicism, the significance of embracing reality as it is, rather than how we desire it to be. In moments of heightened emotions, it is common to become fixated on a specific outcome. You may wish for a resolution or anticipate a response from her that brings you comfort. However, Holding on to these expectations can result in disappointment if outcomes differ from your hopes. Stoicism encourages us to release the desire to manage the situation and concentrate on what we can influence, our own thoughts and behaviors. Regardless of whether she chooses to reconnect or maintains her distance, your inner peace should not depend on her reaction. It is important to cultivate inner stability irrespective of her response. Once you have sent a well-considered and calm message, avoid fixating on your phone throughout the day, anxiously anticipating her reply. Instead, continue with your daily activities and immerse yourself in pursuits that help you stay centered and focused on your own life. Being mentally ready for any type of response, whether positive, negative, or no response at all, is crucial. If she responds and the conversation unfolds positively, that's a good sign. However, if she does not reply, that is perfectly acceptable as well. The objective is to preserve your inner peace and steadiness, regardless of the results. This is where the principles of Stoicism are particularly valuable. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that our control lies within our minds, not in external circumstances. Acknowledge this, and you will discover your inner strength. While you cannot dictate her choices or emotions, you can manage your own responses. By concentrating on your thoughts and reactions, you reclaim your power. True strength is not derived from external approval or someone else's reaction. It originates from within, stemming from your capacity to stay grounded even amidst uncertainty or adversity. Adjusting your expectations does not equate to losing hope. Rather, it is about liberating yourself from the desire to control what cannot be controlled. The focus should be on discovering tranquility throughout the journey, instead of obsessing over the outcome. This approach safeguards your emotional health and showcases a composed, confident demeanor that is inherently appealing. Ultimately, the only aspect you can genuinely manage is your own conduct, and maintaining that inner steadiness will benefit you regardless of how events transpire. Number 7. Avoid manipulative tactics. This is essential. Steer clear of the pitfalls associated with playing games. It can be quite alluring, particularly when she distances herself, to provoke jealousy or respond to her withdrawal by demonstrating what she's missing out on. You may feel inclined to share something on social media that suggests you're enjoying life without her, or to reciprocate her silence in hopes that she will pursue you. However, these strategies stem from insecurity and seldom yield the desired outcomes. In reality, they frequently lead to negative consequences, establishing greater distance and tension between you. Engaging in manipulative behavior does not stem from a position of strength or genuineness. Rather, it is a response driven by fear or frustration. While it may appear that influencing her emotions could help you regain control, it ultimately undermines trust. She will recognize this tactic, and instead of drawing her nearer, it will probably drive her further away. On the other hand, embracing authenticity and genuineness establishes a basis for true attraction. Being authentic reflects confidence, which is significantly more appealing than any form of manipulation. You might feel inclined to share a photo with another woman or showcase how much enjoyment you're experiencing without her. However, rather than relying on such strategies, focus on living your life in an authentic manner. If you are truly enjoying time with your friends, don't hesitate to share that experience. However, do so without the aim of inciting jealousy or eliciting a response from her. When your behavior stems from genuine confidence rather than a desire to manipulate, you demonstrate that you are above childish games. This reflects your self-assurance and your ability to steer clear of unnecessary conflict. Marcus Aurelius famously questioned the severity of anger's repercussions compared to its triggers. When you respond to feelings of frustration, jealousy, or resentment, the harm inflicted is significantly greater than any fleeting gratification you may experience. Engaging in manipulative behaviors may provide a momentary illusion of control or comfort, yet ultimately it tends to result in regret, miscommunication, and emotional pain for everyone involved. The more prudent approach is to transcend the petty games, uphold your dignity, remain authentic, and address the situation with maturity and respect. This not only ensures your emotional stability, but also conveys to her that you prioritize honesty and self-respect over manipulation and deceit. By adopting this mindset, you establish a higher benchmark for the relationship. Consider how you wish to be treated in return. Having discussed the significance of being genuine rather than engaging in manipulative behaviors, take a moment to think about your own experiences. Have you ever felt inclined to resort to such tactics when dealing with distance in a relationship? What effect did this have on the relationship dynamic with your partner? We invite you to share your insights. Please leave a comment below and tell us your story. Your viewpoint could be beneficial to someone encountering a comparable challenge. Let's continue this dialogue. Number 8. Foster a sense of security for her. When she decides to reach out, or when you have the opportunity to converse, the greatest gift you can offer is emotional safety. This doesn't imply that you excuse her actions or shy away from critical discussions. Rather, it involves establishing a space where she feels comfortable being open and sincere with you. If she perceives judgment, feels attacked, or senses a lack of understanding, she may retreat once more, hindering the progress of the relationship. Your objective should be to make her feel acknowledged, appreciated, and comprehended, even during tough discussions. Picture her reaching out to you after a week of silence. It's only natural to seek immediate clarity. You might find yourself wondering why she chose to ignore you or what has been happening in her life. Your viewpoint could be beneficial to someone encountering a comparable challenge. Let's continue this dialogue. Number 8. Provide her with a feeling of security. When she decides to reach out or when you have the opportunity to converse, the greatest gift you can offer is emotional safety. This doesn't imply that you excuse her actions or shy away from critical discussions. Rather, it involves fostering an atmosphere where she feels comfortable being open and sincere with you. If she senses judgment, hostility, or a lack of understanding, she may retreat once more, hindering the progress of the relationship. It is essential to make her feel acknowledged, appreciated, and comprehended, even during tough discussions. Picture her reaching out to you after a week of silence. It's only natural to seek immediate clarity. You might find yourself wondering why she chose to ignore you or what has been happening in her life. Engaging in direct confrontational questions may lead her to feel trapped or on the defensive. Instead, it is more effective to initiate the conversation with a sense of curiosity and empathy. Start by inquiring about her feelings during your time apart, allowing her the opportunity to express her thoughts and emotions freely without interruptions or defensive reactions from your side. This demonstrates to her that you possess emotional maturity, patience, and the ability to manage any conversation, regardless of its difficulty. When she feels secure enough to share her thoughts, it's important to refrain from passing judgment or offering criticism. Instead, concentrate on actively listening to her, paying attention not only to her words, but also to the feelings that accompany them. Make it clear that you appreciate her viewpoint, even if it contrasts with your own. Your emotional stability can significantly impact your relationship. By remaining calm and composed, you demonstrate to her that you have control over your emotions, which fosters a sense of security in her presence. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus insightfully noted that true freedom comes from self-mastery. By mastering your emotions, you not only preserve your own inner tranquility, but also cultivate a safe environment for her to express herself openly. By maintaining a sense of calm and openness, particularly in challenging discussions, you position yourself as a pillar of comfort and stability. As you navigate these tough conversations with composure, she will increasingly perceive you as a trustworthy partner capable of managing difficult situations. This growing trust will enhance your bond and draw her nearer to you, as she recognizes you as a dependable presence, regardless of the circumstances. 9. Emphasize the broader perspective. It is common to become overwhelmed by the intensity of the current moment, particularly when emotions are heightened. In such instances, you may feel compelled to respond hastily or make choices driven by temporary feelings. However, Stoicism emphasizes the value of taking a step back to consider the larger context. Just as life is filled with its highs and lows, so too are relationships. A single moment, whether good or bad, does not determine the entirety of the experience. The current distance she is exhibiting does not necessarily indicate the end of your relationship. On the other hand, even when things seem to be going well, it is important to evaluate the overall trajectory of your connection. By taking a more comprehensive view, you can preserve clarity and insight. Rather than reacting solely to a moment of separation or disagreement, you can focus on the long-term well-being of the relationship. This mindset also provides an opportunity for you to consider your own personal development. Relationships extend beyond mere companionship. They serve as avenues for personal growth and learning. This phase of separation might simply be a temporary hurdle in an otherwise robust partnership. Alternatively, it could signal the necessity for certain adjustments to ensure the relationship progresses in a positive direction. The crucial aspect is to avoid making impulsive decisions during emotionally charged moments. Taking a step back to assess the broader context allows for more thoughtful decision-making, prioritizing reason over emotion. It raises the question of whether this momentary detachment is merely a fleeting experience or if it uncovers underlying problems that require attention. By adopting a comprehensive perspective, you create an opportunity to analyze the situation free from the influence of frustration or anxiety. As Epictetus insightfully noted, the key lies not in the events that occur, but in your response to them. This moment, whether it involves a week of silence or a brief disagreement, represents only a minor segment of the broader story of your relationship. It's important not to let a challenging period shape your perception of the entire relationship or your emotional health. Drawing from Stoic principles, remember to maintain your composure and not permit a transient circumstance to influence your overall outlook. By concentrating on the broader perspective, you create a chance for personal development. Every relationship experiences periods of strain, separation, and difficulty. However, the way you handle these situations influences the trajectory of your bond. Taking a step back to consider the overall context and keeping your emotions in check will enable you to steer the relationship in a manner that meets both of your long-term requirements. The objective is to cultivate a healthy and sustainable relationship, one that can withstand temporary challenges without losing sight of the overall journey. It is important to be ready to progress. In any relationship, although we naturally wish for positive outcomes, it is essential to be prepared for any eventuality. Whether she comes back or not, you must be equipped to continue with your life. This situation is not about relinquishing hope, whether she is present or not. It focuses on developing a resilient and independent mindset. By releasing your attachment to a particular result, you liberate yourself from undue stress and anxiety. You are no longer confined by the fear of potential outcomes. Instead, you can progress with confidence, assured that you will keep evolving, regardless of the circumstances you face. If she chooses to move forward, it does not indicate that you have failed. Relationships can conclude for a variety of reasons, and at times it may just be that the connection wasn't suitable for her. While this acknowledgement may be painful, it's crucial to recognize that it does not diminish your value. Instead, it presents a chance for you to explore new opportunities and welcome fresh possibilities. Every relationship, whether it thrives or falters, imparts important lessons. Embrace these lessons as you progress, but avoid allowing them to hinder your journey. True growth arises from advancing rather than remaining anchored in past experiences. The esteemed Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius remarked that the quality of your thoughts directly influences your happiness. This perspective holds significant relevance. When encountering uncertainty in a relationship, it's important to recognize that even if this phase concludes, there are still valuable aspects to consider. You have evolved, gained insights about yourself, and acquired wisdom through the journey. Allow your mindset to embody this perspective. Cultivate your reality by emphasizing hope, personal development, and future possibilities instead of fixating on what has transpired. Moving forward does not equate to a lack of care. Caring for yourself enough to prioritize your well-being is essential. Should she return, you'll be prepared to engage in the relationship with a fresh perspective. Conversely, if she chooses not to return, you'll be equipped to move forward with strength and resilience. Stoicism reminds us that while we cannot dictate external circumstances, we can manage our reactions to them. Therefore, regardless of whether the relationship persists or concludes, you maintain authority over your own journey, continuously evolving and progressing. As we wrap up today's discussion on how to navigate the scenario when a woman distances herself, it's important to consider the key takeaways we've covered. Keep in mind that the core of our conversation goes beyond just reigniting a relationship. It emphasizes the importance of cultivating your self-esteem and emotional strength. This mindset not only aids in handling interpersonal dynamics, but also promotes significant personal development. We have explored actionable strategies and Stoic principles to assist you in preserving your calm and insight when confronted with relationship difficulties. The essential takeaway is to concentrate on what lies within your control, your behaviors and responses. By applying these techniques, you are not only seeking to impact the nature of your relationships, but also to enhance your inner resilience and tranquility. I invite you to share your thoughts and experiences. Have you encountered similar challenges? What approaches have proven effective for you? Please share your stories in the comments section below, as your insights may provide guidance to others who are seeking help. If you found this video beneficial, kindly like, share, and subscribe for more content of this nature. Be sure to explore the suggested videos displayed on your screen for additional insights and conversations. They could provide the guidance you require on your path to achieving personal and relational understanding. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, each challenge presents a chance to become more knowledgeable and resilient. Keep progressing, and let's embark on this journey together.